I'm telling you, chat. Okay, low key, this is a bit cringe, but I have 1/5 of a chance. 1 out of 5 chance I would fall in love with someone that would like me back. So that's not bad. That's not bad. At least it is 0. True. I've only had, I'm not gonna lie, I think I've had a lot of crushes on a lot of people. I do get crushes very easily though, so that is kind of my bad. But I've had a lot of crushes on a lot of girls that are either straight or unsure and then end up being straight. Which, you wanna hear a story time? I have a quick story time. So I've had this one girl that I quite like. This was during like end of middle school. Did you also go blind over a girl? No, I went blind for a guy, which is, yeah, whatever. You know what? We're ignoring that, okay? But I kind of had a crush on her, and I was very obvious about it. I was very, very, very obvious about it. And it wasn't even like, oh my god, guys, I like a person, but I'll never show it. I'll never be like hinting or showing anything. No, I would literally just be around her all the time. I would buy her stuff. I would compliment her obviously more than anyone else, right? Like, it's very obvious. Yuzu! Thank you for the raid! Hi, Raiders! We watched like a Jubilee video, our first Jubilee video, and it was like guessing like how good is your gaydar, and I literally said if I love them, they're probably straight. And we got like 4 out of 5 correct with that one. I was like, oh my god, I would fall in love with you. You probably are straight. Because I swear to God, every single woman that I've ever fallen in love with, or person I've fallen in love with, just doesn't love my gender. I don't know. I have fallen in love with guys that are gay. And then I fall in love with women that are straight. And you don't understand? You don't understand the pain I feel. It's not even like, oh, but you fall in love with straight men. No! It's the gay men! It's like, okay. So, yeah. One time I fell in love with this girl. Well, I wouldn't say love, but I had a crush, right? In middle school, and I made it very obvious. I compliment them a lot, I praised them a lot, and I was very clingy, and it was so obvious. Everyone knew, practically everyone knew I had a crush on this person. And this person, dead edge, I wouldn't say led me on, because I think I led myself on. I kind of knew, I kind of had a feeling that she probably didn't like me, but she was so like nice, you know, like she would reciprocate my feelings, you know what I mean? Like, whenever I say something, she would flirt back. And here's the thing, I'm not a flirty person, okay? Like, I don't flirt with my friends. I'm not that kind of guy. Like, I know some people do, like, friendly flirting. I don't do it. The most I do is be like, oh my god, girl, you slay. Your ass look beautiful. Or, like, your boobs look amazing. But it's not in a way that's like, I would put my face in between your tits. Like, I wouldn't do that. I'm not a flirty kind of joker. She would flirt back with me, and... like, when I say flirt, I mean flirt. Like, I'll be like, damn, you know, you're so beautiful, girl. Anyone would be so lucky to have you. And she's like, aw, then, you know, if I could choose, then I'd be with you. Like, am I crazy? Or is that a sign? Or am I stupid? But she would say shit like that. She would be like, if anyone is lucky to be with me, then you would be a very lucky person. But that is a flirt, I thought to myself. So I was like, shit, everything's going well. You know, like, maybe she might like me. Maybe. And I've had a crush on her for like a year and a half of just this constant back and forth. Like, the back and forth of like, I'm complimenting you, I'm obviously showing signs, and then you are flirting with me, and also in my head showing signs. But, you know, back and forth. Right? I didn't want to make anything official because it is not legal in my country. So I was like, but maybe we can, you know, have the conversation slowly trail off. But the thing is, they would only do that when we're with our friends. When it's just me and them, they're like neutral. They become like neutral normal, you know? But when it's with our friends, they're very like openly flirty with only me. Only, they don't compliment other people like that. Only me. But when it's just me and them, they're like, they treat me like a friend. So that was where I got a bit confused, but it's okay. TLDR, a year and a half later, I found out they decided to date a gym bro. And I was like, oh, they're like, yeah, I have something to tell you. And I was like, oh my god, is today the day? And then they were like, I got a boyfriend. And I was like, oh shit. What? I was like, oh, congrats. Bestie. Like, ooh, haha, okay. Who? And they were like, oh yeah, this is someone that I met, and they go to the gym a lot, and they're so cute, blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, I thought for the longest time, I was like, maybe I just took too long. You know what I mean? Like, maybe it's my fault and I took too long and I didn't make my move fast enough. So I was like, okay, that's on me, girl. Like, I couldn't make you wait forever and I was too wussy to make a move, etc, etc. But then, like, a couple of months later, we talked and she was like, no, I'm straight. Like, I know that, like, you know, I know that people, not everyone is straight and that's okay, but I'm straight. So that has happened to me way too many times. Way too many times! I swear to God. It's either that or like, I don't know if I'm straight, but I want to find out. That's why I want to mess around with you. And I'm like, girl! Why me? Why do I have to be... Why am I your Discovery Channel? I don't know. Google pictures. See how you feel. Why do I have to fuck... Oh. It's like, I don't know if I'm... Maybe I'm bi. Maybe I'm not straight. But like, I need to experience it to know. So... And I'm like, why me? You know what? I think I've said this one time, like, way a while ago. I think during my debut week, I've said this as a joke, but I'm dead serious. There is someone that I've kind of had not an actual relationship, but the closest thing to it. You know, the second closest thing to a relationship, you can say. Like, I say hubungan tanpa status. It's like a... When you're flirty and you act like you're dating, but you're not dating. Something like that? Yeah, a situationship. But we call it HTS in my country. It's generally just like, you act like you're lovers, but you're not officially. Something like that. I've had one of those. Not friends with benefits, because we've never really, like, done anything sexual. It's generally just, like, flirting and talking and shit like that, right? So, we did that. We were, like, flirting and talking. And at that time... I'm okay with it, you know? Like, nowadays, I'm looking for something serious because you're getting older, right? But when you're young, sometimes you just want to flirt with people, and that's fine. Like, sometimes you just want to flirt or, like, feel the excitement of a possibility of a relationship. But nowadays, you know, you change over time. This person, we were, like, kind of doing that, and one day she's like, I'm straight or something. She cut it off with me, right? Like, gone. Like, she was gone. And then she decided to continue her studies abroad. Like, this is years later. So years later, she came back to Indonesia for like a family vacation for a couple of months, and we met up. And, you know, because it's like, I know that she's not gonna be in Indonesia forever. She's only in Indonesia for a couple of months. You're not gonna be like, oh, we're gonna, you know, maybe we can rekindle the flames and maybe take it seriously. You're not gonna think that way. So, I was like getting into it like, okay, maybe you're just bored. Like a summer fling, right? I was like, maybe you just want a summer fling and I'm bored, so whatever. I will go for it. You know what? Whatever. But then down the line, I kind of caught feelings. My bad. Anyways, we're not gonna talk about that. But I did low-key catch feelings. And then, again, she disappeared. Yeah, no, I don't know. She was straight and I don't know. We've been flirty twice at this point in like completely different times in life. So I don't know. And then she disappeared. And then I found out that she is in an episode of Cut talking about her ex-girlfriend. So I don't know. Like talking to her girlfriend or ex-girlfriend. I don't know. But she is now in like several videos on Cut. On like The Cut. I shit you not. But the thing is, I don't know what happened. I saw that video on like my YouTube For You page. Like I remember I was scrolling through YouTube and then I saw that video and her face was on the thumbnail. And I was like, wait a minute. I feel like I know this person. I watched it, read the comments, and the comments are saying like, holy shit, that girl is so toxic. And I was like, can we see? No. She changed a lot though. No, because I'll dox myself. Are you crazy? But yeah, just so you know, I had someone I had an on and off with, and they are literally in Cut, which is crazy. The world is so small, and the fact that I found them out through YouTube of all places, they didn't even text me back. The moment they left Indo, like I texted them, I was like, hey, do you want to meet up? Do you still want to hang out? They ignored me. They ghosted me while they were here. And I was just like, I just assumed she went back already. So I never really did anything. But like, we fooled around for a week and then she ghosted me and then she's gone. And then the next time I saw her was on a video of Cut talking to her ex-girlfriend, who is not me. Obviously, it's someone else. And people on the comments are like, holy shit, this girl's so toxic. And I was like, oh, maybe I dodged a bullet. I don't know. Maybe. Here's the thing, chat. I am a big people pleaser, okay? There's a lot of things about me that chat's gonna be like, X to doubt. You know, like X to doubt. No way. Chats, I was not like this when I was young. Back in my day. Back in my day. You know, when I was youthful and full of fruit. I was different. I'm not like this. I used to be quite flirty. Not in a friendly way, but like, if I really put my mind to it. You know what I mean? Not flirty with words, though. That's the hard thing. I always found flirty with words a little weird for me to do. But I've had a good amount of romantic relationships. Like, experience. But not actual relationships, which is so sad! Full of fruit? Yeah, full of apricots. The thing is, like, you know what? I'm not gonna be the one to toot my own horn or nothing. But this is not even a good thing. This is not even in a good way. I'm stupid. I'm not even gonna be like, chat, you don't know, but I rizz people very well. I'm so good at rizzing. That's not it. I suck at flirting. I suck at, like, speaking flirting. But I'm very action-based, you know? I'm the type of person that would show physical stuff. You know? Like, I would physically do things. And because of that, especially when you're, like, a teen and stuff like that, right? Like, when you're a teen and you're younger and stuff, sometimes people tell you to your face what they want from you. And sometimes they just want to have an experience of doing it, or like, the way I say doing it sounds like sex, but that's not what I mean. Like, somewhat flirt or kind of being taken care by a woman, you know? Like an experiment, right? They're kind of like figuring their stuff out. And at first I was okay with it, but now I'm not anymore. Because I'm already too old for that shit. I don't have the energy or the time or the heart. But back then I was okay with it. So I've had a good amount of those. I've had a good amount of people that are like, I want to know whether I like women or not. So can we pretend like we are in a relationship for a bit until I figure it out? And I was like, okay. But I guess... You would think, right? I know the whole thing of like, oh my god, are you a top or a bottom? And people would be like, I'm a top because I'm an alpha. Awooga roar roar. I'm gonna be real with you. And this will sound like you're gonna make fun of me because the internet's a little cringe that way. But I'm gonna be so real. Sometimes I am actually. I have never once like... I want to be the submissive one. I do! That is like something I actually want. I want to be like babied, you know? I want to be babied and I want to be like taken care of. You know? Kind of more of like the least... Yeah. Every single one of those kind of relationships I've had, I've always been the more dominant one. Because they don't know whether... Like, they're not sure. So you can't just kind of expect them to do shit. You have to be the one to do shit. Right? And... I'm not even saying like, oh, chat, it's because I have such an alpha personality. Like, no, I don't. I feel like I have a very in-between. Like, I can be either. It depends on what you like or what you want. Like, I'll tailor what you want. If you want someone more dominant, I can do that. If you want someone more submissive, I can do that. I don't have a preference, really. But sometimes, you know, if you're in a long-term relationship, sometimes it's good to switch things up, right? Like, I prefer... So a switch, I think... What is a service top? What the hell is that? Yeah, I think I can, like, adapt to the situation. It's not an issue. But, for sure, a little mix would be nice. But so far, every single one of my relationships, I've kind of been, like, the one taking more charge. And it does get exhausting over time. I will say, it does get a little exhausting over time. Especially when it never works out. Like, nothing works out. And like, you know, it's not even their fault because they made the intentions very clear. They're like, yeah, I just want to see if I am or if I'm not. I just want to test my boundaries. And you know that's what you're signing up for. So, whoops. I just said yes. Are you a top or a bottom? I'm adaptable. I'm not something. I'm an adaptable. I think I am a little bit of like, I can do either. It's not really an issue for me as long as it's clear, you know? The only thing that would make me weirded out is if I don't know what to do. As long as I know what to do, I can maybe try something out. But I like being pampered, yeah! Being loved and being pampered is very nice, I'd say.